Today is 5.1, day 2, solving linear equations. At the end of this lesson, you'll be able to solve multi-step equations with fractions and explain your steps. So today we'll be dealing with clearing fractions in the equations. Here are your steps again. First thing we're going to do is eliminate the fraction by multiplying by the denominator, or the least common multiple. Second is to distribute. Third, combine any like terms on the left-hand or right-hand side. 4, get all your variables on the same side by doing the opposite operation to move them around. 5, undo any addition or subtraction that is not touching a variable. And 6, multiply or divide to isolate the variable. So in this first equation, 3/5 x minus 1/5 equals 2. We have the fraction that nobody likes, so we need to clear the fraction, eliminate it. In this case, the denominator is the same, so all we need to do is multiply every single part by 5 so that we can reduce to eliminate it. So I only multiply the numerators by 5, and I get 15 over 5x minus 5 over 5 equals 10. Make sure every single part of the equation gets multiplied on this one. Now I can eliminate my fraction by reducing. 15 over 5 is 3x. 5 over 5 is 1. And that equals 10. And now I can solve for x by moving all the variables to one side, the numbers to the other. So using the addition property of equality, add 1 to both sides. I get 3x equals 11. Because 10 plus 1 is 11. I want to isolate the variable. Divide by x. So x equals 11 over 3. Because 11 doesn't divide evenly by 3. That is called the exact answer when you leave it in reduced fraction form. Example 2, 1/3 x minus 4 equals 2/3 x plus 5. Once again, we have the fraction. Fractions have the same denominator, so we can multiply everything by 3. Every single part on the left and the right get multiplied by 3. For the fractions, it's just the numerator that gets multiplied. So 3 over 3x minus 12 equals 6 over 3x plus 15. Now we can reduce our fractions to eliminate the fraction. 3 over 3 becomes 1x minus 12 equals 6 over 3 becomes 2x plus 15. Now that the fractions are gone, we can move the variables to one side, the numbers to the other. So subtract 2x over, using subtraction property of equality. 1x minus 2x is negative 1x, minus 12 equals 15. We want to use addition property of equality to move the 12 over, so plus 12, plus 12, negative 1x equals 27. Isolate the variable by dividing by negative 1. So we get x equals negative 27. Example 3. Now we have a fraction and a whole number. We still want to eliminate the fraction. In this case, multiplying by 8 because that's the denominator. In this type of problem where there's parentheses, we do not distribute to the parentheses. Only the 5/8 and the 4 are going to be multiplied by 8. Do not touch the parentheses. So 8 times 5/8 is 48. Just multiplying by the numerator. Negative x plus 7. 8 times 4 is 32. And 1 plus x. You still don't want to distribute. what you want to do is reduce your fraction to eliminate it. 40 over 8 is 5. Bring the parentheses down, leaving them alone. Negative x plus 7 equals, the 32 doesn't reduce because it's not a fraction. Bring the parentheses, 1 plus x. Now that we have whole numbers instead of fractions, that is the time to distribute. So I get a negative 5x plus 35 equals 32 plus 32x. Now I can move the variables to one side, the numbers to the other. Subtract 32x using subtraction property of equality. Negative 5 minus 32 is negative 37x plus 35 equals 32. Use subtraction property of equality to move the 35 over. So negative 37x equals 32 minus 35 is negative 3. Use division property of equality to isolate the variable. Divide by negative 37. Divide by negative 37. So x equals 3 doesn't divide by 37. It doesn't reduce either. The only thing that happens is the negatives turn into positives, so that x equals 3 over 37. That is called the exact answer. Leave it as a fraction. Okay, the final example. We have part parentheses. We have part that doesn't have parentheses, but both sides have a fraction. Fractions have different denominators, so we need to find the least common multiple of that denominator. The least common multiple of 2 and 4 is 4. So I'm going to use 4 to clear my fraction. On the left, I don't want to touch the parentheses. Only the 3/4 gets multiplied by 4. But on the right-hand side of the equation, both parts get multiplied by the 4. So 4 times 3/4 is 12/4. Don't touch the parentheses, just drop them straight down. So 2x plus 1 equals, but on the right-hand side, the 4 gets multiplied to the 1/2 to get 4 over 2x, and also the 4, so 4 times 4 is 16. Now I can reduce my fractions to eliminate the fraction. So I get 3 times the quantity 2x plus 1 equals 2x plus 16. And now that I have all whole numbers, that is the time I want to distribute. So I'm going to distribute the 3 in and get 6x plus 3 equals 2x plus 16. The 3 gets only distributed to the parentheses. Now I'm going to solve it by moving the x's to one side and the numbers to the other side. So subtract 2x, subtract 2x, 4x plus 3 equals 16. Subtract 3 to the other side. 4x equals 13. Isolate the variable. Divide by 4 on both sides. So that I get x equals 13 over 4, because 13 doesn't divide evenly by 4. That's the exact answer.